Righto, so day 3 of CMC Rocks, and we've got Lane Pittman in the studio. How you going, mate?
Good, boys. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
We're battling through. It's day 3.
As good as you can be on day 3.
Yeah. What about you, mate? How are you battling through it?
Man, honestly, I had a really chill day yesterday. Friday, had a few beverages. Enjoyed myself yesterday. Paced. I was asleep by like 11:30 last night. It was a beautiful night. We left early, went home, played a couple games of Mario Kart. In bed early, prep for today.
Ready and raring. We had a ripper chat leading up to Luke Combs.
Yes.
Just before it. Luke Combs 2.0 that was. So you did it the first year and then you've done it again.
Yeah.
How was that?
Man, that month was unreal. Just to play the biggest venues you can in this country and to be around with a crew whose goal is to just put on the best show possible is like the nicest thing. So we ended up getting an extra 5 minutes. They were like, yeah, go on 5 minutes early, add an extra song. We just want to put on the best show. Nothing but hospitable. Like they're just like, anything you need, we're there to help you out, and it makes the work environment so much easier.
Yeah. Because we caught up with you the first night.
Had a few beers.
Yeah. Oh, also, I just have to say, when you were telling that story about that bloke who didn't recognise me, I completely forgot about it. And I'm looking on the Instagram, and I was like, oh, that did happen, hey? And how good was it?
Because
it was just like out of a movie scene.
I'm like, and I do that all the time. Wait, we could swear on this, right?
Yeah.
I just love to fucking take the piss. And I was just like, mate, nice shirt. He just looks at me like I'm the biggest fucking cockhead of all time.
He was double merched. He had like the shirt and the hat, and he just walked straight past you, went up the stairs, and then we were just yarning and dancing to Combs, and then all of a sudden he comes running back.
Watch it in real time, his brain had just slowly...
it was like
he had way too many beers to process what happened in real time, and he walks away and he's like, oh shit,
Yeah. It was so funny. Because the night one we seen, we had a few beers, played up a little bit. It was Grace's birthday, 18th birthday, so tipped a few in.
Man, that was a good night. I mean, that whole day was nuts. She was just like, I'm 18. We were at the Star at like 7:30 because she wanted to have her first legal drink.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are we up this early and in the casino?
Yeah.
And then we ended up going to the pokies. We won like $100 on a feature, and then I made her gamble it. That did not end well. She's like, what's this? I'm like, red or black? And then she like went black, went red. She's like, where'd that $100 go? We just won. I'm like, man, it's gone to the powers that be. You ain't seeing that again. She's like,
welcome to gambling.
She's like, that's bullshit. You should have told me the stakes before I gambled.
You should have come with us because I think we went to the casino later and I won $100. I don't even know how they let him in.
Yeah, he was crawled in there.
You crawled. You just had to try and look alive to get through the door.
Actually, and then the next night when you're on stage and we're down in the pits, we're in front of you, and you just seen us and you looked at us and you were just like that to us. You're like, no, boys, stay away from me after last night.
I'm like, yesterday, like that Friday was huge, and then we get to Saturday and I'm just like, but I knew the after show was going to be big again, so I was just like, I was death warmed up that Saturday.
Yeah. All fun and games.
Amen for the weekend. Yeah. So it's been huge for you. Song of the Year, Country Town Awards.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Like, I mean, I love that. I think that's a great sort of award show. It's the first one in a while since the CMC Awards have been around that are completely voted by the fans, and to get that like first year was huge for me. Like we heard rumblings that I might win, and I was like, look, we'll see what happens. If the fans like it, that's obviously a good sign, and we've seen that the way they respond in the live shows is great. They're out dancing and clapping, and originally I didn't want to cut it. I was real against it. It was something different from what we'd done, and I was like, I don't know how I feel. And then the powers that be, I literally got an email. We'd been back and forth for a few days on it, and I just got, well, we've got the rights for it, so you've got to trust us now. And I was like, oh, okay, we're going here. But it's worked out. It's been like the biggest song in the career so far, 18 weeks on the country charts, just doing its thing. We were number 1 for a couple of weeks there, which was nice. So it hasn't turned out too bad.
Yeah, because you did the shout out at the show, and then we quickly made that little shout out little thing we put on Instagram to get it to number 1, and then BT asked us, he's like, did it get to number 1? I'm like, it got to number 1.
It did like the week after. And I know our PR guy sends me the charts every week at like midday.
Yeah.
And I get an email. The only other time I'd gone number 1, I got the email at like 8 a.m. So I'm like looking at my phone. It's like 8 a.m. and I got an email from Josh, and I'm like, ooh. I was like clicking. I'm like, yeah, number 1. It's like 8 a.m. and I'm just like, no one's at home, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, back number 1s.
Awesome. Because it got added to the Hot Hits playlist on Spotify.
Yeah, Hot Hits Australia, which is like nuts. I was talking. There's only been like 3 acts on our entire label, which covers like pop and country and like indie, like the whole thing's only been 3 or 4 other acts and me now that have been added to that, and they were just like, it's weird that a country song gets added to hot hits.
Does that just blow your mind? Like, we talk about pinch yourself moments, like pinch yourself, like you're like, oh, did that really happen? Did that blow your mind when it got added to that?
Oh yeah, I get the call and like the whole team was like revved up about it. They're like, mate, do you understand how big this is? I'm like, not really. But if you're calling me just to tell me I got added to a playlist, this must be like the shit, you know?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you got added to the Dusty Tunes playlist.
That is what I aim for in life.
You've just got your first house.
Yes,
How's that
moved
going?
out for the first time, which is, it's nice. I love having my own space. We've got like a little 2-bedroom place in Newey and a little sunroom, little home office there so I can set up and record demos and whatnot. And it's nice. We've got our little dog. He's got a backyard to run around in now, not 50 acres where I can lose him very easily. He's like a Chihuahua cross mini foxy, so he's got a mind of his own. He's just absolute weapon. And he's got big dog syndrome too. He's the smallest little thing, but he sees anyone, he's just...
Yeah, that's my dog.
Your dog's like that, old Hank.
Every time you walk through the door, barking at him.
Oh, yeah, and we'll like disappear for like 5 minutes, go down to IGA. We come back, and it's like he hasn't seen us in 6 years. He's like jumping, and I'm like, I just left, and he'll like pee on my leg, and I'm like, dude, I was with you 5 minutes ago, laying on the lounge. Calm down.
Overexcitement.
That's like when because Dad had prostate cancer not long ago, and he had a catheter all after surgery.
Oh yeah.
And he was at the farm, and he was draining his catheter, and then Hank walks around, a little Jack Russell pup, walks around. Hank see Hank do, starts pissing on Dad's leg.
Just because
Mum got it on film.
He's like, oh, this must be acceptable now.
Mum got it on film. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
The other thing I was going to say, the mullet.
Yes.
Is it going to stay forever?
Yeah, we need to know.
Look, I don't know about forever. I've actually been throwing this around. I'm thinking at the end of the year I might do like a men's mental health charity fundraiser, and if we hit the goal, I've briefed everyone. I've said if we hit the goal, I'm going to make it a really obscene goal, because if I get rid of it, I want it to be worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think at the end of the year, I might do what like Morgan did. I'll cut it off and then I'll grow it back in time for something important. And then when it comes back, they're like, oh, Lane's serious. Lane's serious again. Where he's back.
Yeah.
No,
And for this year, obviously, we're starting to get through the year now. Time moves on so quick. The Luke Combs tour probably took up a lot of your time. Is there a big goal now going towards the end of the year? Is there something else in your sight?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of new music coming out at the back end of this year. So we're 2.5 months off now after this weekend, and we'll be in the studio cutting a bunch of new stuff. We did the writing trip to Nashville in December, where a lot of this stuff came from, and we've been road testing it all live. A lot of the stuff we played on that Luke tour was all brand new stuff that we hadn't played before. So it's been nice to see how the crowds have been reacting to that, and we'll get in the studio, record that, doing another big tour in the middle of the year, which we're announcing in a few weeks, which I'm super pumped for. And we're just having fun at the moment.
Yeah.
Take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
So and obviously the interview before Luke Combs, we did the Making the 8.
Yeah.
One question we've added to that now is what advice would you give to any artist trying to get into the music industry?
It's just get after it. You got to be active, be in it, gig as much as you can, even if it's at the same pub, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like the same 6 people.
Yeah.
Getting that road testing and just figuring out who you are as an artist and dialing in your craft that way. Later in the career, it makes it so much easier. Like, I was doing gigs after The Voice, 2 or 3 gigs a weekend. I probably had 2 weekends off from June till December the year, like I was on The Voice. And that, for me, was just like the biggest blessing in disguise. I figured out what I liked, what I didn't like, how I wanted to be as a performer and an artist, and to come into a situation like this now where I already had that sense of this is who I am has made life so much easier.
Yeah. It's easy to run with it then.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. Well, big thanks for sitting in with us and having a chat.
Thanks for having me. I think I've got a few minutes till my next one, so I might just sit in here in the aircon.
Don't blame you.
Don't blame you. No,
we'll get you to join our signing. We're actually getting all the artists to sign a poster that we've done over a certain amount of time. We've had some amazing artists, so we need to get your name on there.
Yes,
get a
for
photo
sure.
with you and all that stuff.
Sure.
So, good luck.
Thanks,
Cheers,
boys.
mate.
Good to see you.